My name is Micah Sherman, and today I will be giving an informative speech on tattoos. Tattoos have always been an interesting topic for me, and once I started surfing the internet, I found this man. This may look like an avatar character, but however, this is an actual human being. His name is Gregory Paul McLaren, and also known as Lucky Diamond Rich, and according to Guinness World Records, his whole body is 100% tattooed. Now, some of you may be asking, how is it possible for everything on his body to be tattooed? But no matter how painful it might have been, he made it possible. It was estimated that it took him 1,000 hours to get his whole body tattooed, which is approximately 41 days and a half. The word tattoo is said to have two major origins, the Polynesian word ta, which means to strike something, and the Tahitian word tatau, which means to mark something. Tattoos have been around for thousands of years, and by looking at its history and the growth it has had on the American culture, I hope that you will gain a sense of knowledge about tattoos. Before we go any further, let's start with the history of tattoos. Some of you may be asking, how long have tattoos been around? Reports that the earliest known tattoos on bodies were actually from the ancient Egyptians. They were present on several female bodies dated back to 2000 BC. The Egyptian tradition used tattoos on the flesh as a sort of passport to the world after death, although they had other reasons, including to connect with the divine or use them as a tribute or act of sacrifice to a deity. Thus, for a long time, the Egyptians were considered to be the first to have tattoos. However, recent discoveries have been made, and according to South Tyrol Museum of Archaeology, in 1991, a body was found frozen in the glacial ice in the Austral Alps, on the border between Italy and Austria. The mummy was named Otzi after the place of its discovery. Otzi was said to be approximately 5,300 years old. An analysis of the body was made, and the most intriguing part was the series of tattoos he wore on his body. Otzi is said to have 50 tattoos, so according to this information, tattoos have been around for approximately 5,300 years. Do we have any idea what the tattoos on Otzi's bodies mean? According to a college professor, Don Barthwell of the University of York, one of the specialists who examined him said that the tattooed dots and small crosses that was found on his lower spine and right knee suggest that they may have been applied to alleviate joint pain and therefore essentially therapeutic. Now that you understand the history of tattoos and how long they have been around, let's move on and see how tattoos are obtained today. Some of you may be asking, what exactly is a tattoo? A tattoo is a punctured wound made deep in your skin that gets filled with ink. The tattoo is made by penetrating your skin with a needle, injecting ink in the area to create some sort of design. According to Sacred Heart Tattoo Parlor in Atlanta, Georgia, it is said that the machine moves a solid needle up and down to puncture the skin between 50 to 3,000 times per minute. Now imagine how Lucky Diamond Rich felt when this was being done to him. I bet you not so lucky. What makes a tattoo so long-lasting? Our body has two layers of skin, the epidermis, which is the first layer, and the dermis, which is the second layer. The epidermis continues to produce and shed skin throughout your lifetime. Thus, the ink is injected into the dermis, which is the deeper layer of skin, and the dermis cells are very stable, so the tattoo is practically permanent. This process is done through a tattoo machine. The first tattoo machine was invented by Samuel O'Reilly in the 1800s. Most tattoo machines consist of four parts: the needle, the tube that holds the ink, an electric motor, a foot pedal to control the movement, similar to how a sewing machine works. Having some insight on what a tattoo is, let's look at how tattoos have grown in America since its establishment. You might be wondering how tattoos have established themselves in the United States. According to Steve Gilbert, who was a journalist for the New York Times, says the first professional tattoo artist in the U.S. was a German immigrant named Martin Hildenbrandt, who arrived in Boston in 1846. Since then, tattoos in America have exploded. Americans spend approximately $1.65 billion on tattoos each year. According to Chris Martin, who works for the New York Octopus Publishing Group, says that in 2008, there are over 21,000 tattoo parlors in the United States. It is estimated that an average cost of a small tattoo is $45, and an average cost of a large tattoo is $150 per hour. 45 million of Americans have at least one tattoo on their body. That makes 14% of the U.S. population. Why do people get tattoos, you may be asking? According to Pew Research Center, 43% of people who get a tattoo say they get it because for a personal reason. Americans and ancient Egyptians have similar reasons for getting tattoos. Like the ancient Egyptians, and one of the reasons they got a tattoo is to dedicate it to someone. And 33% of Americans that get a tattoo dedicate it to a person or a relative. The other reason that the Egyptians would get a tattoo was for a religious purpose. And it is believed that 23% of Americans that get a tattoo do it for a religious purpose. My time is coming to a close, and I hope that you have found this information about tattoos useful. Tattoos have had quite a history and have been around for thousands of years. I hope that by looking at its history and the growth that it has had on American culture, you gained a better understanding of what a tattoo is and where it came from. Thank you.